Welcome, everyone. It's another episode of Q It Up with the Q Brothers. I'm John Quattrucci.
I'm Ralph Quattrucci.
You're a little slow on the fingers there, Ralph. I mean, the same music was playing. A little slow, slow. Yeah. We got a little special treat today. Today's movie is brought to you. We have a special guest. He's actually Ralph's son, my nephew, Dylan Quattrucci. So let's bring him on.
From the great state of Wisconsin. Hang on a second. And
Wisconsin. I got the shit kicked out of me in Wisconsin once. It's like Czechoslovakia.
I bet you.
Dylan! Hey, how are you?
How's it going?
Good. Hey, Dylan, get a friggin' haircut, will you? Okay, get a hair. No, I'm kidding.
What a beautiful head of hair.
Man bun, maybe?
No, Dylan, no man buns, okay? I don't mind long hair, no man buns. So how's Wisconsin?
It's good. It's good. We've been having weirdly warm weather for October, but it's been nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, it's only September, but that's fine. Usually it gets a little cold around September there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been saying, like, it's going to be freezing here, but I've been here 2 years, and it's been like Maryland. It's not so bad.
See, global warming is not a bad thing. Yeah. Climate change is good.
It heats the whole world. Heats the whole world.
That's right. Yeah, because usually Wisconsin summer lasts about 2 weeks, so you're doing really well. So, Dylan, we brought you on, and you picked a movie that I have to say I was kind of surprised. Maybe I don't know your taste in movies well enough, but you picked 89? What is it, 89? No.
Dylan has those notes.
1998.
What? 1998, The Truman Show, directed by Peter Weir and starring Jim Carrey, Laura Linney, Ed Harris. That really surprised me. I assume, Dylan, you had not seen this movie in the movie theater.
No, I did not.
Yeah, because you would have been.
He was born in 96, right? He was 2 years old.
So you saw this movie. When did you discover this movie?
I'm Dylan's creator. I'm Christoph.
You're Christoph. That's right. I let you wear. See, in this Cue It Up, unlike every other show that Ralph does, I'm the guy that runs this one, but I let Ralph be Christoph because he's got all the fancy hats and everything. But Dylan, I'm curious. When did you before we start talking about the movie? I'm real curious about when you discovered this movie.
I can't remember the first time I watched it, but it was definitely. I think they either showed it to us in school or like probably around when I was like 10 or 11.
That's what really you saw this in school?
I don't know if it was in school, but it was like around had to have been like 5th, 6th grade. I watched it for the first time.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I don't think Dylan and I didn't watch a lot of movies together. I don't think Max was Max was the horror movie guy. Max was watching movies at 6 years old with me. And
for those who don't know who Max is my
Ralph's son, my oldest son.
Yeah,
the other one I created. With help.
The other one you created. That's right. You had help.
So I don't remember Dylan's movie tastes or anything. So
because this one really surprised me. I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. Not this. So
I never saw this. I never saw this fully all the way through till this time.
Oh really?
Oh, you didn't see this in the movie theater?
No.
Oh wow.
No. And
I saw this in the movie theater.
I love Jim Carrey's crazy stuff like Ace Ventura and. I
remember watching that with you, actually.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. This is his serious role. This is the role where Siskel and Ebert said, we apologized to Jim Carrey because after they saw Ace Ventura, they said, this guy ain't doing anything for the rest of his life. He's going to only be known for the butt thing that he did, the talking butt thing.
Well, and Peter Weir cast him off of Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Peter Weir, by the way, in Ace Ventura.
So, Dylan, this is the time
when he could play this guy.
Go ahead, Rob. Obviously, now we know that, but they didn't know that at the time, except maybe Peter Weir had that sense. All right, so, Dylan, this is the point where you tell us about the film. Give us a little synopsis, maybe some production notes. I know you've done some research.
Christoph, this is where I tell Dylan. Okay. So anyhow, so Dylan, before we get into this, for those who haven't seen The Truman Show, this is actually it's not as big a deal now because of all the reality TV that exists today. Back then, it really didn't. And in this and Ed TV were really the first ones to tackle what I would call reality TV. Obviously, this movie is to the extreme, but it doesn't seem as crazy.
Can I cut in?
It doesn't seem as crazy now as it did back then.
Can I show a trailer?
Yes. Show that.
This is where you drop it in.
We drop it right in now.
This is where we'll drop the trailer, and then you'll give us a little synopsis of the story, Dylan.
We can talk while the trailer's going, so
yeah,
have at it.
We can. Okay, Christoph said we can talk through it, so you can talk through it.
What else is on?
Yeah, let's see what else is. Coming to you now from the largest.
This is an updated trailer, right? This is probably for a DVD release.
Obviously.
Yeah. Did you want me to talk about it now or after?
You can.
No.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
That didn't really catch on, did it? That little.
No scripts. No cue.
There he is. I look like him a little.
How's it going?
What if you were watched every moment of your life?
How many cameras you got there in that town?
5,000.
Yeah, this is definitely this isn't the original trailer.
That's correct.
Brilliant.
What if everyone you knew was pretending?
Hi, honey. Look what I got at the checkout. Dishwasher safe.
That's amazing.
What if your world was make-believe?
Cue the sign. While the world he inhabits is counterfeit.
I'm not allowed to talk to you.
That's how I love
Oh, I like her.
Not your type. There's nothing fake about Truman himself.
What if you didn't know it? Until now.
A lot of strange things have been happening.
Stand by ring cam.
Is he looking at us?
Does he think he knows? I think I'm mixed up in something. Something big.
We accept the reality with which we're presented.
Everybody's pretending, Truman. Get out of here. Come and find me. Truman?
Anything happen?
No.
You may find yourself in another part of the world. Feels like the whole world revolves around me. Everybody seems to be in on it.
I'm going away for a while.
You may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. You may ask yourself, how did I get here?
I'm not in on it, Truman, because the last thing that I would ever do is lie to you.
Fade up music. That's our hero shot. He's gone.
Okay? Yes!
Want to do it again?
No!
Find him. Truman, where are you going?
You can do it.
How do we stop him?
Give me some lightning.
That's the best you can do!
Cut transmission.
I like your pen. I was wondering that myself.
Jim Carrey. The Truman Show. Watch what happens.
Wow, you know what's funny? Looking at that trailer, it really doesn't represent the picture. I mean, you would think that trailer is very different than what the movie ended up being.
Yeah.
Now that I just look at that trailer.
I mean, in what way?
It just seems a much lighter movie in tone than the movie actually ended up being.
True.
It looks more like a Jim Carrey comedy versus
That's true.
what I think has a movie that has a lot of heart.
Yeah, like that scene
and it's
with
funny.
Well, that scene where he's gardening and his butt's sticking right in the camera.
Right.
It's like
Right.
Yeah.
No, there are light moments in it, but the overall theme is not a funny theme. I mean, it's not. And that trailer, that definitely is not the original trailer.
No, of course
Right?
not. That looks like a re-release.
Okay. So, Dylan, why don't you give us a little breakdown? Give me a quick synopsis of the plot for people who haven't seen The Truman Show. What's the storyline here?
So basically, I think he's about mid-30s to mid-40s. And
30. I think he's 30.
Yeah, and he is basically in a manufactured world by a director named Christoph, who has adopted him from when he was a baby and has raised him in this fake world.
Well, the network adopted him. That's right. First him. Network adoption. That's right.
Until he's 30 now, and he has basically lived his whole life that is a lie. And it's kind of funny because he lives a very average life. It's not anything crazy, but he's got millions of viewers worldwide because they just love to see him just live like a normal human being.
Well, and they surround him with actors who are playing. Like Laura Linney plays his wife, and that guy plays his friend who's always with the beers. Hey, let's have some beers.
Marlon.
But it's all about product placement. The whole movie's about capitalism and corporatism and consumerism, right? So every time Laura Linney's doing something, I mean, she practiced posing like a Sears model, right? When she's holding the knives and even when she's having that big fight, would you like some cocoa? This is the best cocoa in the world.
What are you talking about?
Right. So, I mean,
I actually think
continue. Go ahead. Continue, Dylan.
Okay. And then it basically shows him realizing over time that his world is fake and am I just going to spoil it?
Yeah, 98 came out in 98.
It's 1998, Dylan. If people haven't seen it by now, spoil the crap out of it. That's right.
And then his escape and him getting out and what it took to get out and the barriers he had to break to get there.
Did you not?
And the fortitude to do it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so Dylan gave a really quick synopsis, but the place where they live is called, I think it's called Sea Haven. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Right.
Sea Haven. And it's an island. And they set it up that him and his father were on a boat trip, and the father drowned, and now Truman is terrified of the water.
Now you're really truncated. They're trying to figure out a way to keep him from wanting to get off the island.
Right. Well, that's...
So what they do is they concoct this thing where the father drowns in front of him, right? To traumatize the kid. So the kid will never
want... And it traumatizes him so much, he won't cross the bridge over the water.
I'm getting my charger.
He won't take the boat. He won't take the... Okay, Ralph, next time we do Cue It Up, we have to send out a pre-production memo. That's my fault. I should have done that. It's my fault, Dylan.
The son of an editor at National Geographic, I thought he'd be a little more prepared.
Yeah, can you just edit...
But what am I going to do?
Yeah, no. This is part of the magic, Dylan.
In fairness to you, Dylan, John was supposed to send out the media packet that contains a camera and a microphone, but...
Dylan, just so you know, in the future, the producer sends that out, and I am not the producer. Ralph is the super producer.
Are you back on, Dylan? Are we good?
So he's on. He hasn't left. He's just charging it up.
Something's going on.
So wait, while he's talking, so
they concoct.
They figure out ways to keep him on this island.
Yeah.
Like every time there's a travel agent where there's posters of planes with a lightning strike going through the wing and says, "This could be you." On the radio that plays, they talk about horrible accidents that have happened with airplanes. So to discourage him from wanting to leave this island. But as the movie progresses and little things start to happen, like at the beginning, he's walking down the street, all of a sudden a light that you would see, a movie light or a stage light comes crashing down to the street from the what appears to be the sky. Well, now other things start happening. He starts realizing that something's going on, and that's when you realize this is actually just the world's largest enclosed set. Everything is fake.
Well, they show us that. Actors. They actually show it. They finally show it.
That's right.
When do you find out?
They pull back, and they show it was built. Where was it built? I forget where they said it was built, but it's the largest set ever built.
Yeah.
So
the first scene when he's looking in the mirror, there's a big bottle of vitamin D because he doesn't get any sunlight. So that was like one of the first.
That's right.
Cells.
And there's also the Masons. There's a honeycomb, which is a Mason thing. The Masons. Anyone familiar with the Masons? That was a symbol in the movie also. But
don't we know as soon as you walk into this film what it's about? That's not a surprise to the audience.
I think it is. I think you have to put it together.
I think it was supposed to be.
The surprise is how they pull it off. How they did it. The big. But I think we knew that it was about what it's about with him being
the trailer gave it away.
Well,
even the original trailer gave it away.
Yeah,
but you didn't realize the scope of it.
Right.
And it was also the fun of the movie was trying to figure out how he was going to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
Because everyone was in on it but him. So now you're looking for things, the same people show up in different parts, or when the elevator opened up and you see the back, you see them with the donuts and stuff, and that's when he starts figuring things out. So then eventually, like Dylan says, he ends up sneaking away very cleverly and ends up at the edge of the studio, and the movie ends with him. Christoph is trying to talk him out of leaving, and he ends up walking through the door into blackness. And all the people who were watching the show. What the funniest scene in the movie was, I thought, what it said about our attention spans. This is a show that's been on for over 30 years, 24/7. Yeah. He walks out the doors and the guy's like, "Hey, what else is on TV? Let's watch something else." Just like that, it was over. So Dylan, here's my question. So
that's what you picked up. Not you didn't pick up that it's about free will, and ultimately we have the choice.
Of course, I did. But the end of that. What do you think he was saying with that message there?
I feel like that was one of the biggest messages of the movie.
Christoph is the guy's name is
our
Christoph.
Attention spans.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, Dylan, and I'm curious about why this movie. Why did this movie resonate with you? Why did you pick this movie? Why did you want to talk about this movie?
So I think every time I watch it, I kind of see it differently. So when I was younger, I actually I took it a lot more lightly. And I just kind of saw it as a guy that was trying to escape this made up world, and it wasn't that serious. But the more I watch it, the more depressing the movie actually gets for me. I had some notes, and one of them was that this movie was like really ahead of its time in terms of like reality TV. Like,
yeah,
they absolutely like crushed the trend that like we were going in. And it's kind of surprising that like, I don't know, that they were able to like, I don't know if they did it on purpose or what, but they actually said that the director said that he like, this was like loosely based on Michael Jackson's life or his story growing up.
Well, even Jim Carrey
always being always being scrutinized.
And Jim Carrey said the same thing. I mean, Jim Carrey's motivation was whenever I go somewhere, people are always looking at him. So he kind of understood. But that idea that, think about that. This is 98. I forget when the internet really started up for good, right? But Facebook turned everybody into
AOL
watchers, right? Yeah. Everybody's watching everybody's life. And then all the ads that pop up while you're watching Facebook or whatever you look, Instagram, whatever, that's always ads. This movie's all about like
all about ads
and watching somebody, and really it's just about selling product. That the scene where the two twin guys always put him up against the wall against whatever ad was back behind his head.
That's not what it's all about. It's all.
I didn't say all about it, but that's
movies and TV have product placement in it.
That's what I took out of it was the consumerism and the corporatism. Like the corporation bought the baby, right?
Yeah, no,
their product was trying to get out. And those guys were flipping out, those two main corporate guys at the end of the film as he's on that boat. My favorite line in the whole film is when they said, "You can't kill a man on TV." And Christoph says, "Well, they watched him born. Why can't they watch him die?" I was like, nah, that was good. But, I mean, everybody takes what they want. But, yeah, this was the precursor to watching everybody, if you think about it now.
Big Brother. Look at Big Brother. This is Big Brother with the cameras in the house.
Well, not only that.
There's 1,000 cameras.
Think about if you do a documentary on someone who was born like Dylan's age, 96, all the footage we have of that person.
Right.
That not only did other people take, but they took of themselves, right? Everybody's life is going to be able to be documented from the time they're born to the time they die. And this sort of was the precursor to that, and everybody's involved in watching that.
Yeah, but to your analogy, Dylan, of Michael Jackson is probably the best one because from when he was 5 years old, he was in the public spotlight. Till the day he died, right? Always. Yeah. I mean, and Jim Carrey says, well, I can understand that because paparazzi and everything. Well, not since he was 5 years old. Michael Jackson, his entire life was in the limelight and was always under scrutiny, good, bad, or indifferent, right? So ultimately that's a good analogy.
It killed him. And he builds Neverland so he can, whatever. So, yeah, he was effed up for sure. And if you're saying that's because he's been watched since he was 5, maybe that's true. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if that's
but
why.
Just as a film, did you? So I guess obviously, Dylan, if you keep watching this, you really like it. I didn't like the film. I thought it was kind of boring until the end.
I think I saw it a little bit different than you. I think I saw it more as like every time I watch it, I see like a new prisoner in terms of like I didn't even really see Truman as like the prisoner. I kind of saw this time. I kind of like felt bad for the actors around him. And even the watchers, some of the guy in the bathtub that is just like religiously watching Truman over and over. I just felt bad for him because I felt like it kind of represented like the world we live in today, where it's we are just watching celebrities and we are so obsessed with like their lives.
That's an interesting take. Yeah, there were people invested in that show watching it all the time. When he was sleeping, they were watching him sleep.
Yeah, they weren't even really living. Yeah.
So because you watch this,
that's an interesting take.
Yeah, it is, and you feel that way. So you don't watch cheesy reality shows, right? Like The Bachelorette or The Bachelor. You swear yourself.
I love them.
Okay, so
I'm a prisoner. What can I say? Like,
see, I watch one reality show. I watch Below Deck. I don't watch any other reality show because I think they're the most unrealistic things. The only one that really resonated with me was the first season of Survivor, because every reality show has archetypes, right, that producers are looking for to create tension and conflict. That first Survivor was about as pure as it got, and it was raw and it was nasty and it was so much fun to watch. Now you watch these reality shows. Like I was on a plane with a woman who's been in 4 reality shows, and I said to her, I go, how much of it is scripted? And she said almost all of it, if not scripted, the producers guide you to where your character needs to go, which tells me it's not reality.
Well, and the people who, like this woman who does 4, knows how to act on a reality show.
That's right.
And knows how to get themselves pushed in front of the camera.
And what they're looking for.
Right. My favorite reality show, because I don't watch a lot of them, was Project Runway. Early on Broadway.
I like that.
Because they actually made something. The contest made,
but
they created.
That was a little, I mean, I feel like that's kind of why reality TV is dying though, because it is less raw now. Like people don't want to watch. Like that's why we're like we love Netflix and we love HBO Max. Like they have all this like good content now. But reality, when reality shows started, oh man, they were like Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
that was a great show. Like,
right. Yeah,
because it was just them being
them. It was real.
Yeah,
they're not real anymore. Exactly. It's like watching a scripted show.
Yeah.
Right, and what's the point of that, you know? But this movie, again, this was way ahead of its time. The other thing that I liked this movie, I wasn't bowled over by it, but what I liked about it was I'm a big Jim Carrey fan, old Jim Carrey, not Jim Carrey now, but old Jim Carrey. I loved The Mask. I loved Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber. I think this was, if not the best, one of his best performances, because the way he played this, you expect him to go manic, and he really doesn't do that. He doesn't do that, and
this is Miller
what
Lite.
he's going through in this movie, trying to figure this stuff out. You can see it in his face. You feel for him, and you know that everybody around him's lying.
Yeah,
and he's the only one who doesn't know it.
The scene with his best friend on the cliff.
Yeah, when he's with Marlon. And he's getting fed the lines, and the look on Jim Carrey's face. He was so good in this movie, and he took an $8 million drop in his salary to do this movie because he wanted to prove that he could do something serious. And I thought he got screwed too because he won the Golden Globe, but he didn't even get nominated for an Academy Award. I don't think he should have won an Academy Award.
I don't think. Listen, I haven't seen it, but supposedly Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is supposed to be amazing.
It was okay.
And the movie, like the one we played, he should have been nominated for 23. The number 23.
I don't know. I just felt
kidding.
He was. This was the most relatable character he played.
Up to that point, yes. Up to that point,
he really brought something to it that I was not expecting, and the cast was really good in this. And you know, for people who don't know, everybody in the cast was named after a famous movie star. Marlon, Merrill,
the
street names too. All had Lancaster. So that was kind of neat. And you know, I always say to Ralph when we talk about movies, if I see something I haven't seen before, that village that they live in is a real place. In fact, the couple who own it played the older couple at the picnic table. They created that place, a little small community. It's just a neat looking place. And if you're fans of the show The Prisoner with Patrick McGoohan, that's what this movie really reminded me of. Because that show, he's on an island, all he's trying to do is get off the island, and they keep thwarting him. That's what this movie, to me, really reminded me of. And that scene at the end where he's getting away, it's funny because I don't remember when I saw it in the movie theater if I felt this way, but I definitely felt a little something up my spine when you realize he was going to get out of there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the only scene in the movie that resonated emotionally for me. By the way, I just have to say, I don't know if someone's mowing the lawn in your living room, Dylan. I don't know what that sound is. But we have to acknowledge that I'm hearing something.
No, you can fix that in post.
Is there a drone floating around in there?
Yeah,
because
you just edit that out.
I'll have to. I'll have to try. I just want to acknowledge that we're hearing that, and that's
put
in
it
your
through
mic.
Opus. Can you put it through Opus?
What was I saying before I interrupted
the only
myself?
part of the movie that resonated with me.
That you liked. That's the
when the woman who was not his girlfriend, but the woman who on the beach says it's all a fake. You know, they pull him out, and they're going to Fiji. That's why he kept wanting to go to Fiji.
Natasha,
Natasha, she's great. When she sees him escape and she runs down the stairs, that's the only time I felt any kind of lump or whatever.
What about when the bar was whooping it up? They were so happy you got out of there.
They're all staring at the TV the whole time. I don't know. That's the only.
So then I started to wonder if his life would be worse after he left. You know, kind of like a Matrix thing. Like, is it really better that he's out now, or is it going to be worse?
Well, if you believe that love conquers all, he was going to be able to be with the woman that he loved. So,
but
to him, it was worth it.
I got kind of crazy vibes from. She gave me kind of like cult vibes.
What's
she didn't even know Truman. She was just obsessed with him. Like
she knew. She wanted
just
him
wanted
out
him
of
to
there.
escape. Yeah, she wanted to escape,
Yeah.
but they're in love.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of like
No, also,
that was
I
a
should
long
say
time. That was 30 years, and she was just
forgot.
running down the
Wait,
stairs.
but
ready for
Dylan, an actress sleeping with a guy, right? That makes sense. The whole time she's just acting. That makes sense. But her falling in love with him, that's crazy talk. No. I mean, listen, you got to, obviously, your suspension of disbelief has to go out the window for the entire concept, right? I mean, it has to. But
of course,
it doesn't take away from the message of the movie that we're all kind of prisoners and we're always looking to try to escape that, right? Again, the performance, what I also found very interesting that Ed Harris wasn't the original Kristoff. It was Dennis Hopper.
Right.
And Dennis Hopper walked out the first day. So he was cast after all the scenes with Jim Carrey were shot. So every scene that Ed Harris did was after they had already filmed the Carrey stuff. So they never interacted at all through the entire filming of that movie, which I thought was really interesting. And I thought Ed Harris was good. I think he was even nominated for an Oscar, wasn't he?
Well, Dennis Hopper would have done a good job too, but Ed Harris.
It would have been very different. Well, he ended up doing kind of the same role in Ed TV.
See, I didn't see that.
Dennis Hopper. Yeah.
That's with Matthew McConaughey, right?
Yeah, let's take our shirts off.
But Matthew McConaughey knows that he's being taped in that one, right?
Yeah, it's all, yeah.
That's true
right.
reality. That's true reality
Yes.
show, not this, yeah.
Right. This was more like a prisoner trying to get out.
Now, Dylan, do you know any other films that this director has done? Have you seen anything else from Peter Weir?
Yeah, he did Dead Poets Society.
Right.
That's right. And Witness. Didn't he do Witness?
Yeah, Witness. He's done.
He had a lot of stuff I was reading up, but I hadn't seen any of them other than Dead Poets Society.
Yeah, that's one of his big ones. Picnic at Hanging Rock was another one. Gallipoli, Year of Living Dangerously, Mosquito Coast, Dead Poet.
The original script of this was much darker.
He did
and
Fearless.
Set in New York.
Have you guys ever seen Fearless?
Yeah, that was
Jeff Bridges.
Is that Jeff Bridges?
Survives a plane crash. And the aftermath after that, just really good. Anyway, so this is an interesting film for Peter Weir to do.
Peter Weir lightened this up. It was much, much darker.
He lightened it up. I thought he'd go the other way, too.
No, he lightened it up. Right. He wanted to utilize Jim Carrey. In fact, him and Jim Carrey didn't get along originally because Jim Carrey's all about improv. Like the whole mirror thing with the space helmet and everything, that was all improvised. And he did like like 3 different versions of that.
What a genius.
But they ended up connecting, and he appreciated his improvisational skills, and Jim Carrey appreciated him reining in his performance to give a real performance. But the script was set in New York. It was much, much darker. Truman was actually was supposed to be someone, I think, right out of high school. So they had to change that for Jim Carrey's age, who was in his 30s at the time. But Peter Weir is a great director. I love his stuff. And this was one of his better films. I really did like this movie.
You think this is one of his better films, huh?
I do.
You think
he created a world.
You think maybe it's one of his most well-known films?
No, because I think Witness
is a class. Witness is just
that's probably his most well-known film, I bet.
Yeah. Well, the one I talked about, or not talked about, I mentioned.
Oh, Dead Poets Society. I mean,
no,
that was
I'm talking about the Hanging Rock.
Hit. I didn't see
Hanging
that.
Rock. I know that's kind of a culty thing, but it's supposed to be really amazing.
So Dylan, you said you've watched this. How many times have you seen this movie? I got to be honest. This is probably the 3rd time I've seen this movie, and 1 time was in the movie theater.
Okay, I've probably seen it like 4 or 5 times.
Oh,
yeah.
And do you see new things every time? Every time you see,
I do.
Or do you pick someone? Do you pick someone you're going to be sorry for each time you watch it?
I don't know. I think I feel less and less bad for Truman every time I watch it, and I feel way
that
more
he should have stayed.
He
should have stayed.
You feel less bad for Truman? Wow.
Okay, like for example, when I was watching the scene on the rocks when his best friend is like trying to get him to stay, and he's giving this pitch, and he's talking about like stories from their childhood. Like I started to really feel bad for the actor that had like spent his whole life like just acting.
Stuck.
Yeah, he just like didn't do anything, and he was just like acting and.
Well, there's a deleted scene where
I saw that.
He finds him and lets him go. So he really did make a connection with Truman, which was nice. They also had a scene where they were going to get the new girl in the office. They were going to get her pregnant.
Yeah. And they had because the wife wanted to leave, right?
That's right. Well, because Truman went a little nuts on her. But they asked him, well, what happens? That means we're going to have 2 separate shows now, one for the new baby and one for Truman. And they said, well, what happens if Truman dies? He goes, well, we'll go right back to a single show. So that's the conversation they were having around the birth of the child. They're like, I'm kind of glad they cut that out because that was pretty dark.
Yeah,
that was dark. I'm glad that they didn't do that. But that Laura Linney played that scene great when... like Ralph said, even as he was kind of going nutso on her, she's still plugging the cocoa. He's like, what are you doing? Like, he's looking around. Who are you talking to?
I feel like that sometimes when I'm watching like commercial on like sports games. Like, they're just, some of these ads are so cheap. We're not any different. It's just they just have a Snickers.
Oh no, I agree.
Like, what? Have a Coke.
I remember product placement when Ralph and I saw Superman 1978. One of the biggest laughs in the movie was there's a shot in Smallville before he becomes Superman, and she puts on the kitchen table a big box of Cheerios, and it filled up almost half the frame. And everybody started laughing because when you see something like that, everybody knows. Look at Wayne's World did the best ripoff of that ever. They did product placement, but they admitted they were doing product placement, and that's what this movie kept doing. Like when he talked to the twins, they kept pushing him into the billboard, and the billboard always changed. You know. So
Listen,
that
now
was a big
you're
part
watching
of it.
football games, and the replay's brought to you by whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Underscore whatever. So
That's
we're
crazy.
all,
we're
we
all
don't have
They're
any,
running commercials while the stuff's still going on.
Dylan,
They
just
got
so
the
you know,
commercial over in the right.
we have no advertisers on this show because nobody's watching it. So
Well, that's right. Nobody's watching it, so we can't get any advertisers.
So don't worry,
But one of these days, Dylan, this could be the one. Because, Dylan, I hope the message to you and all your friends after you've been on this show is that your friends will subscribe, will share it, and will smash that notification button. That's what we got to have.
Spoken like a true boomer right there. Oh, my God.
I honestly, I thought Miller was advertising for us.
No, I just like Miller.
No,
we tried.
That's
I actually
Ralph's
tried.
drink of
They were
choice.
like, no, we don't.
They were good.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're good. We don't need that. So
so did you
Dylan,
know?
let me...
Why did you say
this
Miller? I
movie-
don't understand why you said Miller. That's so weird. Why would you say that?
What did you say, Dylan? Don't listen to Ralph.
This movie started a disease called the Truman Delusion.
A psychological disease.
Yeah, that a lot of schizophrenic people got after watching it. Where,
their delusion was that they were being recorded for a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Well, there's a doc I talk about.
They named it the Truman psychosis or whatever.
There you go.
Truman
That's
delusion.
awesome.
Yeah. So look at that. How many movies can say that? Ed TV didn't get any of that.
Right.
So that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Dylan,
it means it's touching people. You know.
Dylan, I got to center you up. You got to stay in the. This is television, man. Stay in the position. Wow.
All right.
I don't know. Anything else we want to say about this film? I mean, it's not the most amazing film in the world, but it was good. Dylan, any notes that you want to throw out?
Oh, Dylan, your microphone's cut off.
Your mic is gone.
Dylan, your microphone. Oh,
we can't hear
pull
you.
Those out. Look at him. He can't hear me now. All right, Ralph.
I mean, what are we gonna do? This is
we're
unbelievable.
Dylan.
No. He wants to stay on for Stream Quest. So no.
We don't do that.
Yes, we do. He's allowed to stay. Listen. Yes, he is. Dylan, where's your microphone? No, it's not working. Something unplugged.
This is riveting right now.
Come back on. What the fuck? It's so. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you can hear us. Okay, your microphone is off. So somewhere on that screen, you have a thing that says mic or something. There it is. What'd you do?
I think my finger might have hit the mute button.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I swear. Oh, you know what it is? It's the keyboard is plugged in, and I put my notes on top of the keyboard. That makes sense.
Okay. So is there any? John was trying to kick you off. I wouldn't let him do it.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, man. He jumped on me quick.
Truman.
Because you want to stay.
Well, I mean, we got dead air going, Dylan. That's killer for this, you know?
Yo, killer. Believe me, Dylan, no one's watching at this point anyway,
Dylan,
so don't
you had
worry.
a few more notes you wanted to give?
Yeah, so, Dad, the movie was actually shot in 1:66:1 aspect ratio.
Wow.
According, so it
To
looks
make
like
it look
a
like a TV
show.
screen.
Yeah.
That's
that was
fat?
my one.
That's fat. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but that was my one note.
And you think I know what that means?
I don't even know. I didn't even know if I was reading it right, to be honest.
Okay. That's it.
You read
That's
that
your
right.
note.
That is correct.
That's your note.
Ralph, do you want to explain it?
my director edited
Aspect
it.
ratio for dummies?
Well, I mean, everybody knows aspect. So TV is square,
Not
4
everybody
by
knows,
3.
Yeah.
Most movies are shot widescreen, so that's what's called 16 by 9. That's not, I don't know what the ratios are. You just gave a ratio that's a math thing. I don't know. Everybody knows. Like, what are we?
He made it. He wanted it to look like a TV screen. That's why he changed the aspect ratio. It was filmed in that way. So
That's like
any other
Justice
notes, Dylan?
League. Justice League was all shot that way.
Right, which we loved. Dylan, any notes about the movie you want to bring up? Dylan, have any of your friends seen this movie?
Yeah, most of them.
And do they like it?
Yeah, they love it.
Interesting.
I think a lot of younger kids like relate to like just the idea of watching somebody, and I don't know.
Well,
it's,
I mean,
it's very
do you
social
think?
media,
Listen,
like
I always say,
now.
I always say, my kids are the most watched generation. I'm talking the younger, like 96. You were a little bit earlier than this, but my kids are so used to having cameras everywhere that basically they can be surveilled all the time. Like, I have cameras in the house, and nobody's afraid that those cameras
are surveilled all the time.
That's what I'm saying. They're surveilled and they're fine with it, and they like
and
being
they don't
on camera.
even know it.
I know. Well, we are too. All of us are.
That's
But-
right. That's
Anyway,
right.
I don't know.
One of my last notes was I thought it'd be really cool if Netflix or I don't know any of these streaming channels, like they on Truman Show, they have like a catalog with all the clothes that all the actors wear, and I thought it'd be really cool if like every single show that was on Netflix had Netflix had a website for like to buy the clothes directly off it. I don't know. I thought that would be interesting. That'd be pretty cool.
So
I mean,
crass
crass
consumerism does not bother you at all.
No, I would tell them to do it so they can get their profits higher because it would be such a good idea. Because sometimes people wear clothes sometimes and I'm like, I want that and I don't know where to get it. So that was one of my other notes. That was,
I wouldn't mind that outfit he wore when he was gardening, the shorts with the stripes and the little hat. Right? Sweet.
Okay. Wow.
All right. Very good,
So
Dylan. Dylan, I guess you're going to join us for the next section too. Did Ralph let you know that?
He
The
did.
stream
I mean,
quit?
I've got a show ready, so
Okay, all right. Well, Dylan, thank you for bringing that movie. I got to tell you, like I said, this is only the third time I've seen it, and it's been a long time since I saw it. And I enjoyed watching it again. I mean, there's slow parts in the movie, but I really appreciated Jim Carrey in this movie more than I did when I originally saw it. He really was really good in this movie.
Well, can I just
and
say,
it was so different.
Let me just throw one other negative. Another
please,
negative
Ralph.
thing.
Yeah, no, please throw another negative.
I can't pull myself away from the fact of how in the world a production like this could actually happen. How you get everybody to be walking around and doing the things that the coincidence that you have to have, like when he's driving down the street and all the cars get together and block him. And I mean, can't get past that.
Also, I was going to say, it's crazy, like all of that's going on, and the one thing that tipped him off was her crossing her fingers.
No. It was the light falling. It was the elevator.
I mean, obviously it's everything.
No, but I'm saying it was a couple of things that were happening. The radio.
How about the dead dad? How about the dead dad walking back on the set, sneaking back on the set? I mean,
so it wasn't just
that's
that.
The thing that's what tipped him off to go crazy.
My favorite scenes.
He started looking for things now.
Right.
Now that these things kept happening, he started looking for anomalies. Right.
Yeah.
So that's what. So that when she was crossing her fingers, that was just one of many. But
what was
the
that?
thing for
Who was
him,
crossing the fingers? I missed that.
She was in the wedding photo. In the wedding photo, she was crossing, and he zoomed in on it. Yeah.
But I was just like, that's what's going to set you off.
Yeah.
Like,
By that time,
lights flying from the sky.
Well, and a dead dad showing up again, and you know, I mean, you got that all.
But I appreciate you bringing that. It was like I said, it was not one that I would have expected. So I was pleasantly surprised. So I really appreciate
and
you
Dylan,
bringing
look
that.
out for the Q It Up with the Q Brothers swag that we're about to advertise. We
got
got
a
couple of T-shirts.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff that we're going to start selling because I need the money. But anyway. Thank you for that. And now we're going to go the final chapter here. We're going to finish up with another episode of Stream Quest. Check out that logo, Dylan. Look at that. That is that sweet or what? Ralph is very proud of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ralph, I'm going to have you start because usually, Dylan, what I ask is, what are you watching? And Ralph goes, nothing. I'm not watching anything this week. Ralph, what are you watching this week? What did you watch that you want to recommend?
I watched something last night. Maria texted me to say there's a movie with my doppelganger, not Ed Harris, Richard Dreyfuss. He just did that. Maria's brother, who's 65, dated the woman who plays Dreyfuss's wife in this film. It's a movie called Crime Story. That's streaming on Amazon Prime. Richard Dreyfuss plays this ex-gangster, and Mira Sorvino's in there as his daughter, who looks unrecognizable. I don't know if she's had plastic surgery. I don't know what's going on, but unrecognizable. And it was executive produced by Dreyfuss and Mira Sorvino. I guess they need work, and they're just,
What year did this come out?
I think it's a new one. I think it's 20 or 21. Heard of it. Yeah, Crime Story. He plays an ex-gangster who has some family issues. Somebody robs his house, and he's walking around shooting people and getting in fights, but you can see that the dude can barely walk. I mean, he's 70-something.
He's not a young guy, right?
No, he's not a young guy, and his hands are got liver spots the size of, I've just never seen anything like it. Now, and I love Richard Dreyfuss, but this movie, and to be fair, the woman playing Richard Dreyfuss's wife, who dated Maria's brother, still looks pretty good at her age.
And who is that?
I don't know her. I don't know the actress's name, but I think they showed a picture. Richard Dreyfuss lovingly looks at this picture of her as a young woman, and I think that's her. And I'm like, oh, Scott did pretty well. She looks good, but it's awful.
Can you put a poster up for it, Ralph? Let's put a poster up for it.
I can't
post.
write this. I don't
in post.
Post maybe. 2021. Okay.
I want to get a shot of Mia Sorvino. She doesn't look the same.
I'm telling you, if she's unrecognizable.
We just watched Barcelona with her.
Unrecognizable. And it's
so. Wait, do you recommend this movie?
No,
you
not one bit. It's horrible. It's horrible. Pruitt Taylor Vince is.
What not to watch?
Okay, Pruitt Taylor Vince, right? The guy with the shaky eyes.
Yeah,
he's in there.
Yeah,
D.W. Moffat's in there. These guys have been around forever. But it's the strangest film I've ever seen. But Richard Dreyfuss.
Wait. This is coming from the guy who runs Movie Strange. This is the strangest movie you've ever seen?
Yes.
How about
weird.
Teeth? Was Teeth strange?
You know what Teeth is, Dylan?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a warning,
I
so
don't
it's
think
good.
I'm going to watch it. Yeah.
You should check it out. It's a good one.
It's good?
That's a strange movie.
Yeah, I'll throw a poster up there, but it's insane.
Well, don't bother if you're telling people not to watch it. I don't want to encourage people.
I want people to support Richard Dreyfuss because I think he's great, but this one, I don't know. Anyway, that's mine. So I did watch something.
All right, Dylan, how about you? What do you want to recommend to people to stream?
So I have a show that's on HBO Max called Beartown, and it is based on the book by Frederick Backman. I don't know who directs it, but it's basically it starts off kind of like Breaking Bad, where it gives you the climax of the plot at the beginning.
And it goes in reverse.
Yeah, and then it doesn't go in reverse. It just cuts out, and then it starts the show. So you can see the characters that are going to get into it, but you don't know how it starts. But it's basically it's in Swedish. It's based in Sweden, and it's a declining youth hockey team. And this guy who was a hockey star, he goes and coaches. And they have a star. There's a star kid, but I'm only 2 episodes in, but it's extremely good. And the climax of the show is a murder, so you don't know how it's going to get there.
So this is a Swedish show that's dubbed or subtitles?
Subtitles.
Okay.
So they show you the crime, then so you know who dies. You know
what the conclusion is, and now the series is going to be how you got there.
What's that called? Right? Beartown.
But it's not like a murder show. It's literally based on young athletes playing hockey, and there's some weird tension between parents, and then but now you don't know how it's going to end up getting to this climax, but It's really good. I would suggest it for sure.
All right, Beartown. All right, we'll check it out. All right, so Norm Macdonald died last week.
Oh, Norm Macdonald.
No. Norm Macdonald died last week, and I have been going down the rabbit hole looking all kinds of YouTube videos about Norm Macdonald, who between his delivery and his content was a genius. And you don't even realize how big of a genius he is till you start watching all this stuff. Well, as a result of going down that rabbit hole, I've started to watch Saturday Night Live's Celebrity Jeopardy, where Will Ferrell plays Alex Trebek. Sean Connery is played by Daryl Hammond, and he plays Burt Reynolds.
Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson. But I will tell you this. I don't think Saturday Night Live is funny anymore. I don't think it's been funny for a long time. I don't watch it anymore.
That's not true.
I've watched that. I've watched every episode of Celebrity Jeopardy because it is so funny. And him as Turd Ferguson, he's playing Burt Reynolds. Yeah. That's good, yeah. And the guy, Daryl Hammond playing Sean Connery, between him and Will Ferrell, it's hilarious. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube, look up Celebrity Jeopardy. It's hilarious. I mean, it's laugh out loud funny. It really is. Ralph,
go on YouTube and watch the joke about the moth who goes to a podiatrist.
Yeah. Hey, the light's on.
Don't give away. You just gave away the punchline.
It doesn't matter because it's his delivery. Did you see the one with Courtney Thorne-Smith where they're talking about the movie with Carrot Top, and he's just ragging on it, right? So finally, Conan O'Brien asks her, "Well, what's the name of the movie?" And he goes, she says, "Chairman of the Board." And Conan looks at him and goes, "Go ahead, do something with that." He goes, "How do they spell board? B-O-R-E-D?" And Conan O'Brien just falls off the chair.
Yeah, but that's after he made the joke about pre-ejaculating. He goes, "You get it?"
If you look at all his interviews on Conan, on any of the late night talk shows, David Letterman, he was hilarious. He's so funny.
You should watch his talk show. His Netflix talk show.
His talk show is funny. But my recommendation. So Ralph is giving you these other recommendations. Mine is, watch those Saturday Night Live Celebrity Jeopardies. I'm telling you,
because that's when Saturday Night Live was funny.
It was. It's not funny anymore.
It's not funny anymore.
You can't say it's funny anymore.
David Pumpkin is not funny. None of that's funny.
No, some of it is, but most of it is not. Okay, Dylan, do you watch Saturday Night Live?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you watch it, Ralph? I want to know. Do you watch it?
Yes.
You watch the whole episode?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
because I'm worried I'm going to miss the one that's going to be the breakout one.
Yeah, but if it's going to be a breakout, if it's going to be a breakout, it's going to end up on YouTube. You don't have to watch the whole show. Well, they all end up on YouTube.
Essentially, I wake up Sunday morning.
The good ones do.
No, the whole show plays on YouTube the next morning.
But
in clips, but it's all of them.
Oh.
Right from the monologue to whatever. So I watch them all. And listen, I used to come home from high school dances in 1975 and turn on the TV and go, "What is this news show?" It's when Chevy Chase and Garrett Morris are going, "Today's news." I'm like, what is this show?
No, top story tonight.
So I'm a big...
Saturday Night Live was a great show. It was a great show.
It goes up and down. There's no question, but it's still fun.
It's definitely down. But anyway, so that's it. So we recommend those. Dylan, thank you again for coming on the show. We appreciate it. We know we had some technical glitches, but that's live. That's live TV, man. What are you going to do? It's like the Truman Show. What are you going to do, man?
Yeah.
Now, Dylan, having you on, do you think that'd bring more people to watch this or less with you sandwiched between two old guys? I mean, do you think you could get some of your people to watch this and subscribe?
For sure.
Because we only have about 26 subscribers. We need 100.
We have 28, up from 17 a week ago.
Some analytics that come in when you have 100. We need some people to sign on.
It does. So. Once we get to 100, it changes the algorithm. It gives us a branded URL. It really does make a difference. So to the audience out there, I know Dylan's going to connect with his friends and say subscribe. And please do. Smash the like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it. We're trying to hit the 100. We think we've got some good stuff here. We think we've got some interesting conversation.
Dylan could bring in some of the younger demographic, too. I'm just saying. Hey, Dylan, before we go, I know you got lots of things, lots of irons in the fire. Anything you want to promote?
Yeah, I got a website with a blog. We talk about like investing, sports cards. We do gambling picks every week. It's pretty fun. It's called dropoutsports.net.
Okay.
Dropoutsports.net.
.net, yeah, and we just have blogs. We have a Discord. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's
a Discord.
I've heard of it. I've never actually used it.
It's a chat for young people.
Right.
But that wouldn't be us, Dylan.
God forbid.
No. Do you have a chat
Can
for
I
old
just
people?
call? Can I just call on the phone?
Can we use a dial-up modem with AOL?
I mean, I guess it is .net. So,
Dylan, what are my Tom Brady rookie cards worth autographed?
Oh man, it depends which ones you have. What's the?
I don't have the one
brands?
that's worth I don't have the one that's worth $1 million. But
how about a Tom Brady signed football with the signature's a little smudged?
With no certificate of authenticity.
Less than the card for sure. The cards.
Dylan, I won an auction at one of your auctions at your elementary school, and it was a Tom Brady football after he won.
I know,
the
you
first
gave it to
Super Bowl.
John.
I gave it to John. It must be worth.
Yeah. It was smudged. It's smudged, and there's no certificate of authenticity.
I was there. I saw it. So
after he won the second Super Bowl, Dylan, I bought like 5 autographed cards off of eBay. I said, hey, two Super Bowls early in his career. He's probably going to have a decent career, so I'll invest in it. Well, now he's going to win another one. He's probably going to win 2 more, and the stuff just keeps going up and up and up. It's crazy.
When are they playing Patriots? Week 4?
October 4th.
Do you have tickets to that one?
I do.
Are you selling them or are you going?
I'm not selling. I'm going.
He's going for the passing record.
I know, and he's going to get it. That offense is unbelievable, and they're going to retire his number at halftime.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're offering between 5,000 and 10,000 per ticket to the game.
Wow.
But I said I'm going to 2 games this year, opening day and that game, and
dude,
if they make the playoffs,
I would totally sell that. Oh my god.
Not going to do it.
5 to 10 grand just for
why
to see
would
Tom
you
Brady
sell
retire.
That? Yep.
Who cares?
Dylan, Tom Brady's dreamy. I love Tom Brady.
Oh my god! But there's something wrong with that.
That's sick. I mean, I guess look, that's the same reason he has the autograph cards. So, it's like you only get those if you love him. I wish I bought him after his second Super Bowl. I didn't even think about that.
Well, how old were you when you want to say 2001?
Do you have any stock tips you want to give our audience before we go?
Yeah, I got some good ones actually. I would check out AT&T. I think it's
AT&T.
I've heard
What's
of
it currently at?
It's at 27.10, I think. But basically, the bull case for me is that it's trading at the pandemic lows. They just merged with Discovery, and they own HBO Max, which is probably the second biggest streaming platform in the world, or is going to be.
Number one is
HBO
what?
Max. You think is going to be?
I think HBO Max is going to be huge. Like they just started launching it overseas. Like last quarter, they picked up like 3 million subscribers in the US, and Netflix lost like 700,000. And like the difference is only like 20 to 30 million US subscribers.
Wow.
So because they picked up like Friends, they picked up like Gossip Girl, they picked up all these these binge shows that kids love to watch. So people have like no like allegiance to Netflix. Like they'll just leave. They don't care.
Right.
So I love AT&T. I think it's
especially when they're using their parents' account.
Yeah.
You mean they just drop off because they're using their that's awesome.
I guess. Yeah. If you want to be cynical about it, I don't know.
It's a little cynical, I think.
Yeah.
Are you short any companies you're shorting that we should know about?
No, I don't really short.
Okay.
But AT&T for sure is I think it's gonna be a really big winner.
All right. Now, also, I noticed your sweatshirt that you're wearing, your hoodie.
Yeah.
That's got original art on there. Could we sell that for you, or what's that? What is that?
Yeah, you want to check it out?
Yeah.
It's made by Silas Paint. Is his Instagram handle, so you can just put that in right here. And
okay.
He's a really, really talented artist. And this is.
So what do? You send the artwork into him. It's got to be non-copyright artwork, obviously, right? You can't
he makes original designs.
Okay. And then you put it on a sweatshirt and you sell the sweatshirt?
Yeah, well, basically what we do is like we give out like stock picks, right? Or
right.
Something like that. And if they do like really well, we'll just like commemorate it by making a design and putting on a hoodie. So if you make a lot of money on it, you go to our store, you buy the sweatshirt to like commemorate.
How about this?
You mean something related to the stock that you bought?
Yeah.
I have an idea to get subscribers. Yeah. How about the 100th subscriber gets a Queued Up with the Q Brothers sweatshirt designed by your friend
Silas?
Silas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He's
the 100th subscriber gets a free hoodie with a Queued Up with the Q Brothers logo on there. Or a logo of their choice. How about that? A logo of their choice. They can.
I mean, I think just to cue it up.
I think I'm in. Let's go. This is all marketing. Marketing.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Okay. All right.
Dylan, before we go, anything else you'd like to promote? Because Ralph doesn't want to promote this show at all. So the more we can promote what you're doing.
Cue it up on a sweatshirt.
100. Yeah. We're at 28. You're talking about 100 now.
Now we get something to shoot for.
Okay,
this is
next
good.
year, Dylan, tell the guy to get ready. Next year, we're going to need that shirt.
Hey,
the sweatshirts, are you getting them?
Man.
If he gets 20,
are
I
you
can
making those
guarantee
shirts
5
in the
more.
U.S.? Are they being made in the U.S. or from China?
They're being made in the U.S.
Okay, good. Buy American.
Yeah, because
sure,
nobody ever made. Nobody we know ever used China for making ties and stuff.
I wouldn't go to China for sure.
Good man, Dylan.
We don't invest in their companies. We don't use their
made in the USA.
Their products.
Yep. Because I'd like to look through your show. I'd like to look through. John, those headphones, those are made in the United States. You're wearing.
Yep.
You're so full of shit.
Cheap.
You're so
They're
full of
Bose. Bose is manufactured in Framingham, Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Okay?
Framingham.
So,
Framingham.
Bucks only, sound extra. Okay, so there
we
you go.
We just lost them as a sponsor.
My short pecking friend. All right, Dylan.
Thanks, Dylan.
I could do this for minutes, seriously. But Dylan, good luck. Hopefully, the stuff we promoted is going to do well for you tonight. And I appreciate you getting people to subscribe to the channel. And folks out there, I hope you enjoyed what you saw tonight. And again, we'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye,
Bye, guys. Thanks, Dylan.